Hello, grade 8. Welcome back to another exciting discussion in science, lesson 4. I hope that you are all ready because we're diving into the thrilling world of genetics. And yes, the topic where we finally find out who to blame for your dimples or your love for milk tea. Joke lang. Once again, I am Sir Wawi, your ever curious science buddy, and I am super excited to guide you through this amazing part of our journey. So sit back, grab your notes, and maybe a snack. And let's learn while having fun. So let's get started. So our topic for this day is about predicting traits. Okay, so nasimulan na natin yung lesson natin sa genetics sa lesson 3. And I hope that you can still remember the different words that we unlock. So those words are still important for this discussion. I hope na hindi kayo nag-move on dun. So, balikan muna natin yun. Okay, minsan talaga yung mga past pinabalikan para makatulong sa present. But anyway, before we forgot, ayan, so let's read the learning competency. Describe simple patterns of inheritance in organisms. Represent patterns of inheritance of a simple dominant or recessive characteristic through generations of a family. So, similar lang din yung ating learning competency nung lesson 3 since this is a continuation in genetics. But of course, the learning objectives is different kasi iba yung goal natin for today. So our goal is to determine the process of creating Punnett squares, which is the most exciting part for me. So ito yung pinaka-exciting part talaga dito. So second, predict simple ratios of offspring genotypes and phenotypes in crosses involving dominant or recessive gene pairs through Punnett squares. And the third one, solve simple problems on genetic inheritance through Punnett squares. Simple talaga. Pwede bang bigyan natin ng thrill? Okay, so lalagyan ko ng thrill So anyway, tutulungan ko naman kayo. Nandito ako. Hindi ko kayo iiwan. Okay. So, ayan. So, before we continue, syempre, kailangan muna natin ng konting refresh. Gusto nyo ba yon? So, let's have a short review. So, as you can see here, meron tayong dalawang rabbit. The other one is a white rabbit and yung isa naman ay black. So, may white fur and black fur tayo. So, you can easily determine which is the dominant and which is the recessive kasi nga meron tayong representation diyan ng letters. So pag capital, it is the dominant, and then pag small, it is the recessive. So white fur is the dominant and then the black fur is the recessive. So meron akong several questions here. Pwede kayong i-pause nyo muna tong video and then kumuha kayo ng papel para sagutan So let's read the first question. What is the letter of the dominant allele? So saan dyan yung dominant allele? Letter. Correct. It's letter B. So next, what is the letter of the recessive allele? Okay, tama din, The small b. So third question, what is the genotype for a homozygous dominant trait? Two alleles. Ibig sabihin, dalawa yung alleles na pagsasamahin mo. So pag sinabi natin homozygous, magkaparehas. Pero dinagdagan ng word dominant. Okay, so ano yun? Correct. It's 2 capital B. What about the next question? What is the genotype for a heterozygous trait? Ano ba yung heterozygous? Okay, sa discussion natin, sabi dyan, heterozygous, it carries different or 2 different alleles. So, paano ba yan? Correct. Okay, 1 capital B and 1 small b. So, what is the genotype for a homozygous recessive? Okay, homozygous ulit, parehas. Parehas dapat, pero siya ay recessive. Okay, 2 small b. So, meron pa tayong next question. Ayan, what is the genotype for white fur? Paano ba ang genotype ng white fur rabbit? Okay, dalawa actually yung sagot dito, which is 2 capital B and small b. White fur yan. Okay, what is the genotype for black fur? Of course, 2 capital B. So, sabi natin, recessive traits is only expressed when, pag ano ang kasama niya? Another recessive. So, tama yan, 2 small b. So, number 8, what is the phenotype for double B or homozygous dominant? Okay, it's white fur. What about the phenotype of capital B and small b or heterozygous? So, white fur pa din. What is the phenotype for double small b or homozygous recessive? Okay, black fur. Okay, so I hope that you are refreshed, medyo na energize ang ating mga brain cells. Ano? So, wala pa tayo sa exciting part. So, proceed na ba tayo? So, sige. So, these are the genetics vocabulary list: genotype, phenotype, phenotypic ratio, the Punnett square, the monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, homozygous, heterozygous, dominant, and recessive. So, these words are important for this discussion. So, syempre, pinaliwanag ko na yan doon sa first lesson 3. I hope naman na natandaan. Ang tanong, natandaan nga ba? Pwede naman balikan kung medyo nalilito pa dito sa mga words na ito. Ano? So, anyway, for monohybrid, okay, the first type of Punnett square actually, a monohybrid cross is a genetic cross that involves one trait. Okay, from the word mono, okay, which means one. So, isang trait lang ang ating gagamitin dito or susukatin to study how it is inherited from parents to offspring. So, isang trait muna. Okay, one at a time muna tayo dito para naman hindi masyadong mahirap. Okay, ayan. So, ito po yung itsura ng ating Punnett square sa monohybrid. 4 boxes lang po yan. Okay, so medyo napakadali. Ito yung pinakamadaling Punnett square. Ano? So, before we continue or proceed on the crossing, let us first discuss the experiment made by Gregor Mendel. Actually, ginawa ko to ladderized experiment ni Gregor Mendel kasi nakita ko dun sa assessment part ng lesson 4, madami siyang tinatanong na hindi naman swak dun sa activity sa exemplar. I mean, swak naman, pero medyo parang mahirap sa bata, ano. So, gumawa ako ng easy way. Minodify ko yung activities natin dun para mas mapadali sa inyo. Alam ko naman gusto nyo laging madali. Okay, so, sige. So, for our activity, or activity number 1, climbing Mendel's ladder, understanding inheritance step by step. For our objectives, describe the steps of Mendel's monohybrid cross experiment. Of course, yung materials na kailangan, your notebook and ball pen. So, pwede kayo mag-notes ngayon, ano? So, for instructions, read a step-by-step ladder titled Mendel's Experiment Step-by-Step Ladder. Second, highlight or underline key terms such as the parental generation, first filial, second filial generation, the genotype, phenotype, dominant, recessive, and the word hybrid. So, for the third one, draw a 4-box Punnett square to show the cross between the first filial generation, okay, which is a heterozygous is crossed to another heterozygous. Label all possible genotypes. So, ito yung goal natin, ano? Ayan. So, sige. So, dito, sa experiment ni Mendel, sabi ko nga, ginamit niya ay P-plants. So, ginamit niya ang P-plants for trivia purposes only kasi ito yung organism na mabilis tumubo, mabilis magkaroon ng mga offspring. Kaya, madali mo lang din ma-observe in a short period of time. Hindi ka lalaan dito ng years. Like for example, sa tao, 'di ba? Bago pa maipanganak ang isang offspring, it takes 9 months. Pero dito sa pea plants, napakabilis patubuin ito. Kaya ito na yung pinaka-best what do you call the subject or yung ginamit niyang organism para may paliwanag yung transmission ng trait from the parent to the offspring. So here, Gregor Mendel uses one trait from 2 organisms of the same species, which is yung pea plants. Hindi pwedeng pea plants and gomamela. So, ang inobserve lang talaga niya dito is isang organism, ano? Okay. So, Mendel cross-pollinated 2 pure-breed plants with contrasting traits here. So, ito yung first step. Cross-pollinate niya. Okay, yung organism with contrasting trait. Pero, pure-breed. Yung isa, okay, purple, which is the homozygous dominant, pure breed. And then yung isa naman, white, okay, or homozygous recessive. Kasi sa pea plant, na-observe niya, may purple na flower, meron ding a white flower. Pero sa pea plant, purple ang dominant compare sa white flower. So, pure breed, pinag-cross niya yan. Ano kaya yung possible offspring daw pag pinag-cross-pollinate natin yung a purple and a white, a homozygous dominant and a homozygous recessive. Okay? So, ito yung tinatawag nating parental generation. Diyan magsisimula. So, next, ano kaya yung mga possible offspring? So, sabi dyan, the offspring of the parental cross is known as the first filial generation. Ito yung first generation. At nalaman ni Gregor Mendel dito sa experiment niya that when we cross a homozygous dominant and a homozygous recessive, lahat ng offspring ay heterozygous. Walang offspring na homozygous dominant, walang offspring na homozygous recessive. Puro heterozygous na kuha nila sa both parents. Okay, isang dominant at isang recessive allele. Okay, check natin later kung tama yan. So, sabi dito, the offspring having two contrasting traits is known as hybrid. Okay, sabi dyan, no, yung offspring daw or yung anak na ang bit-bit is magkaibang allele, yung isa homozygous, yung isa ay dominant, yung isa ay recessive, ang tawag natin ay hybrid. Pero simple, tawag din natin dyan ay heterozygous. Okay, so sa ating sunod na experiment, si Gregor Mendel, yung purple, yung first filial generation, pinag-cell-pollinate niya. When we say cell-pollinate, doon din kukunin yung same, okay, same, what do you call this, gametes, okay. Manggagaling yung same gametes or sex cells dito sa parent na to, which is heterozygous. So, both parents, pag nag-cell-pollinate, heterozygous. Okay, so, yung mga magiging anak nito, ay tatawagin nating second filial generation. At ito yung mga nakuhang combination, okay, ni Gregor Mendel. Nung nagkaroon ng offspring itong first filial generation, ito yung mga nakuhang offspring. One homozygous dominant, two heterozygous, and one homozygous recessive. Okay, so titingnan natin kung tama ba talaga. I-check natin using the Punnett square. Okay, so are you ready? So, ang uunahin muna natin gamitin na Punnett square, the monohybrid cross. Okay, so ito yung ating boxes. 4 boxes lang po. Nilagyan ko lang yan sa taas para may placement tayo ng alleles. Okay, so ang parents po natin, ito. Okay, uunahin natin yung parental generation, homozygous dominant, ilagay natin dyan sa taas. And then yung homozygous recessive, the second parent, dito. Ayan. So, mag-cross tayo. Cross natin kung tama yung ganyan lang po pag mag-cross, pagsasamahin natin, ilalagay natin dito. Capital P, small p. Then second, ito naman. Pwede yan, capital P or small p. And then ito, capital P and small p, capital P and small p. Pwede namang yung pa-vertical yung placement natin. Okay, or ang inyong pag-cross ay yung uunahin nyo muna yung first variable. Pwede yon as long as makukuha nyo yung correct combinations. Okay, so pag pinagsama-sama naman natin yan, ganyan yung magiging resulting offspring, all heterozygous. Okay, so here, tingnan natin kung tama ba na yung first filial generation, lahat ng nakuhang offspring ay heterozygous. Capital P and small p. Okay, diyan sa ating Punnett square. Tama ba? So, tama si Gregor Mendel. Okay, that if we cross a homozygous dominant and a homozygous recessive, the resulting offspring are all heterozygous. Yan ang tatandaan natin. Okay, so for the genotype and phenotype, ito, tinuro ko naman sa inyo yung pagkuha ng genotype. Lahat ililist yung combinations. So, ang mga genotype natin diyan ay pare-paras lang, capital P, small p. And then phenotype, the interpretation, how it looks like. Okay, ano bang color nung capital P, small p? So, it's purple. The second one, purple. Third one, purple. And then the last one is purple. Okay, so wala tayong nakitang white. Ayan. So, for the genotypic ratio, for, okay, heterozygous, okay, phenotypic ratio, for purple. Okay, so napaka-simple lang naman, ano. So, check na natin at check na natin yung first filial generation. Check naman natin yung second filial generation. So, ang nakuha niya sa second filial generation, isang homozygous dominant, dalawang heterozygous, at isang homozygous recessive. Okay, so, place natin yung parents. Parehas heterozygous. Capital P, small p, capital P, small p. Ayan, so, combination natin, homozygous dominant. Okay, this one, capital P, small p. This one, capital P, small p. And this one, small p, small p. So, tama ba si Gregor Mendel na ganyan yung combination na nakuha niya? Okay, ang galing niya mag-predict, ano? Okay. Ayan, so for the genotype, we have homozygous dominant, 2 heterozygous, and 1 homozygous recessive. And then phenotype, the interpretation, how it looks like. So yung una, yung homozygous dominant, it's a purple. Yung dalawang heterozygous, it's purple. And then yung homozygous recessive, interpretation, it's white. So for the genotypic ratio, 1 is to 2 is to 1. 1 homozygous dominant, 2 heterozygous, and 1 homozygous recessive. For phenotypic ratio, 3 purple flower and 1 white flower. Yun yun. Walang pakialam ang phenotypic ratio sa combinations. Ang kanya ay interpretation. Ilan ba yung purple? Ilan yung white? Okay, yun yung phenotypic ratio. So, dito naman sa genotypic and phenotypic, pwede tayong gumamit dyan ng fraction. For example, tinanong kayo dito, ilan ang homozygous dominant? Okay, so, ang sasagot natin sa genotypic ratio, pag fraction, 1 over 4. Ilan ang heterozygous? Pag fraction, 2 over 4. Okay, simple as that. Depende yon sa instruction ng teacher ninyo kung sino man yung nagtuturo sa inyo, pero parehas tama. Okay, so sige. Next. Ayan, may problem ako dito na ating is-solve. Eye color in fruit flies, yun yung ating i-check. So, in fruit flies, sabi dyan, red eyes, capital R, are dominant over white eyes. So, ito yung ating recessive white eyes. A heterozygous red eye fly is crossed with another heterozygous red eye fly. So, yung isang heterozygous daw, nakapangasawa or krinos, nakapangasawa na yung tao. Ayan, nagkaroon siya ng mate, okay, na another heterozygous. So, pag sinabi nating heterozygous, mga anak, it carries different alleles. So, possible, or ang kanyang kinikarry is capital R, small r. So, ilagay mo natin yung first parent and second parent dyan. Tama ba? Okay, so the first question is, what are the expected genotypic and phenotypic ratios of the offspring? What percentage of the offspring will have white eyes? So, yun yung ating titingnan. So, here, okay, yun yung ating mga possible combinations. And for this one, this is the genotypic ratio. So, pag heterozygous nga, makakakuha tayo ng isang homozygous dominant, dalawang heterozygous, at isang homozygous recessive. So, that's the genotypic ratio. 1 is to 2 is to 1. Okay, so for the phenotypic ratio, 3 red, okay, dapat complete nga eh, red-eyed fly, and 1 white-eyed fly. So, for percentage of white-eyed flies, 25%. Bakit po sir 25%? Okay, kasi tingnan natin, 4 boxes yun mga anak. Ano? So, yung ating percentage, 100% yan. Okay, so ilan ba yung homozygous recessive? So, 25%. 25, okay, plus 25, 50 plus 25, 75 plus 25, 100. So, ilan ba yung nakikita yung homozygous recessive? Isa lang. So, yung isang box is approximately 25%. Okay, so sige. Pwede rin pala mga anak dito sa atin, probability, pag hindi tinanong na, pag hindi naka-percentage, pag ang tanong lang is, what is the probability of offspring will have white eyes? Pag yun ang tanong, pag hindi percentage. Pag yun, pwedeng fraction. Okay, nakita ko kasi sa ibang references na ganun, pwedeng fraction ang isagot. So, pwede dyan yung 1 over 4. Okay, nakuha. Ayan, so share ko lang. Kasi ako, before ako mag-discuss, madami muna akong binabasang reference. Ayan, so second, dihybrid. A dihybrid cross is a genetic cross that involves two different traits to observe how they are inherited together from parents to offspring. So ito naman yung boxes natin, or Punnett square sa dihybrid, 16. Medyo complicated, mahaba. Ayan, so medyo nakakalito. So, gusto ko pa sanang damihan yung sample sa monohybrid, pero ayan, so binigyan ko lang kayo ng example. So, kung may tanong kayo, pwede kayo sa comment section mag-tanong. Thank you so much. Ayan, so sige. So, for our activity, next activity, activity number 2, Mendelian genetics, understanding patterns of inheritance through P-plant crosses. So, describe the steps of Mendel's dihybrid cross experiment. So, notebook and ballpen ulit ang kailangan. Instruction, read the step-by-step ladder titled Mendel's Experiment Step-by-Step Ladder. Second, highlight or underline key terms such as parental generation, genotype, phenotype, dominant, recessive, and hybrid. Draw a 16 box Punnett square to show the cross between the parental generation, okay, the pure breed, and the first filial generation, the heterozygous, and label all possible genotypes. So, ito naman yung ating second activity sa dihybrid. Ayan. So, same din. P-plants din ang ginamit ni Gregor Mendel and gumamit din siya ng pure breed plants, okay, or P-plants with two contrasting traits. Yung parental generation niya, okay, since dalawang trait na yung ating i-measure dito, okay, magkaiba ding alleles yung ating makikita. So, kung mapapansin natin dito sa dihybrid, yung pure purple flowered tall parent, ilang traits yon? Yung purple flower, yung color, and yung height, the tall. Okay, yun yung ating homozygous dominant. The other parents, white flowered, dwarf parent. Okay, so yun ang recessive trait dito sa pea plant. Okay, pero sila ay pure breed kasi pure homozygous dominant, pure homozygous recessive. Pero nga lang, kaibahan sa monohybrid, kanina isang trait, ngayon dalawa na. So, medyo mahirap. So, next, the offspring of the parental generation is known as the first filial generation. And kahit po dalawang trait yan, as long as yung parent natin ay parehas pure breed, yung isa ay homozygous dominant, yung isa ay homozygous recessive, lahat ng magiging anak nila ay heterozygous. Okay, purple flowered tall pea plant, heterozygous din. Okay, then itong heterozygous nag-self-pollinate din, magpuproduce siya ng second filial generation. The offspring of the first filial generation is known as the second filial generation. At ang sabi dyan, nung nagkaroon daw ng anak or offspring yung ating first filial generation, ito yung mga combination na nakuha. 9 purple flowered tall, 3 purple flowered dwarf, 3 white flowered tall, and 1 white flowered dwarf. Medyo, nakaka-bombard. Kaya nga dun sa monohybrid, isang example lang yung binigay ko. Okay, so sige, check natin kung tama ba. Simulan natin sa parental generation. So, yung ating parents, or the parental generation, is a homozygous dominant and yung isa ay homozygous recessive. So, paano ba yung placement ng mga allele sa ating Punnett square? Ganyan ba? Katulad sa monohybrid? So, pag ganyan yung ginawa nyo, mali yan. Okay, so mamamali talaga tayo. So, paano po ba, sir, ilagay ang mga alleles, okay, sa Punnett square? So, meron tayong parent, dalawa, homozygous dominant, and then the other one is homozygous recessive. So, taturuan ko kayo para alam nyo. Yung iba kasing teacher, dinadiretso na nila, nilalagay na nila yung mga alleles sa box. Ang gagawin nilang ng bata, magko-cross. Pero, ituturo ko sa inyo kung ano ba talaga yung proper way. So, dito mga anak, gagamit tayo ng FOIL method. Unahin muna natin yung homozygous dominant. Okay, na parent. Yung first parent muna. So, yung first parent, ilalagay natin sa taas. Yung second parent, dito sa gilid. Okay, so, dito sa FOIL method, katulad sa math, first, outer, inner, and last term. So, ito muna ang ating ilalagay doon sa taas. Ayan, capital P and capital T. Outer, ito yung outer natin, 'di ba? Okay, doon naman. And then we have inner. Ayan. And then, last term. Nakasunod. FOIL method. So, second parent naman, yung ating homozygous recessive. Ayan. So, similar din. First term. Okay. And then, we have the outer, inner, and then, yung ating last term. Ayan. So, yan na, nakuha na natin yung mga allele sa bawat, nailagay na natin dyan sa Punnett square. So, paano naman ang combination? So, unahin muna natin ito. Ayan. So, ilalagay natin, hindi po ang placement ay capital P, capital T, capital P, small t. Hindi po. Pagsasamahin natin yung similar letters. So, ano ba yung nauuna nating trait muna? Yung color, 'di ba? And then last is yung height ng flower. So, unahin muna natin is capital P, capital T, small t. Nakasunod. So, pwede rin pa-vertical ang inyong placement, pero ako sa klase ko, naka-horizontal talaga ang placement ko palagi. Ayan. So, next one, ito naman. Ayan, ilagay natin dito. Nakasunod. Okay, capital P, capital T, small t. Ayan, sunod, ito naman, dito. Next, dito. And then yung sa naman. Next. Sundahan yung arrow. Pwede namang balikan. If mag-pause kayo. Okay, nakakasunod na. Alam naman kung bakit ganyan yung combination. I hope naman ano. So, dito sa ating parental generation, sabi ko nga sa inyo, lahat ng nakuhang offspring ay heterozygous. Ganyan ba yung ating first filial generation? Lahat heterozygous. Maniwala na kayo sa akin. Pag kasi homozygous dominant and homozygous recessive yung parent, lahat ng offspring heterozygous. So, ang ating phenotypic ratio dyan is 16/16. Ako naka fraction ano. Okay. And then genotypic, no, baliktad mga anak. Okay. Yung ating genotypic ratio is 16/16. Okay, heterozygous. And then yung ating phenotypic ratio, nagkabaliktaran sila. Ang ating phenotypic ratio is 16 purple-flowered tall pea plant. Okay, nako ha. Papaliktarin lang natin yan. Hindi ko kasi na-change. Hindi ko ito na-check itong PowerPoint. Anyway, basta nandito ako, nasabi ko na. Okay? So, next. Ayan. So, yung ating first filial generation naman. Ayan. Ito yung ating first filial. Okay. Foil method. Since heterozygous, paras na din yung ating sa side. Kasi yung parents doon sa first filial nag-self-pollinate. Okay. So, ito po yung mga nakuha natin. So, alam naman kung paano nakuha yan. Okay. Balikan natin yung slide sa crossing ano. So, sige. And then, ito yung mga nakuha nating genotypic ratio for that. Okay, meron tayong isang homozygous dominant and a pair of heterozygous. Then, homozygous dominant, homozygous recessive. Okay. And this one is, ayan, yan po ay heterozygous and homozygous dominant. This 4 is heterozygous. This one is heterozygous and homozygous recessive. This one is homozygous recessive, homozygous dominant. This one is homozygous recessive and heterozygous. And this one, the last one, yung pinakahuli, ayan, is homozygous recessive. Okay, so sige. So, ano naman yung phenotypic ratio natin? So, for the phenotypic ratio, we have, ayan, 9 purple-flowered tall pea plant. Okay, and then, meron tayong 3/16 purple-flowered dwarf. And then, meron din tayong 3/16 white-flowered tall. And 1/16 white-flowered dwarf. Okay. So, dito sa pagkuha ng phenotypic ratio, okay, sa ating dihybrid, lagi niyong tatandaan yung role na, unahin muna natin yung dominant-dominant. Dominant-recessive, recessive-dominant, and recessive to recessive. So, dito sa ating dihybrid, ang pinaka-maximum combination lang ng phenotypic is 4. Yung ating dapat makuha. Unlike sa genotypic na lahat ng combinations nililista niya. Okay, dito sa ating phenotypic kasi phenotype, yung nakikita lang natin, visible. So, kung hindi man fraction ang instructions sa inyo ng teacher, pwedeng ito ang isagot natin. 9 purple flowered tall is to 3 purple flowered dwarf is to 3 white flowered tall is to 1 white flowered dwarf. Okay. So next, meron akong sample problem dito. Feather color and beak shape in birds. Okay, in a certain bird species, red feathers are dominant over blue feathers, and sharp beaks are dominant over blunt beaks. So a bird with genotype heterozygous is crossed with another bird with genotype Ayan, homozygous, recessive, heterozygous. Medyo magkaiba naman sila, ano. So, magagamit tayo dito ng FOIL method or before ko pala i-reveal yung placement, mag-FOIL method muna kayo doon sa dalawang parent. Okay, yung first parent, B, R, capital R, small r, capital B, small b, yung first parent. Sa taas to. Ito namang sa side, double small r, capital B, and small b namang sa side yan. So, ito yung mga makukuha natin yan pagkatapos nyo mag-FOIL. And then, ito naman yung combinations na makukuha ninyo pag kayo nag-cross na. Okay, and sa tanong dito, what are the expected phenotypic ratios? Ito yung ating mga sagot dyan. Okay, 6/16 red feathers sharp beaks, 2/16 red feathers blunt beaks, 6/16 blunt feathers sharp beaks, and 2/16 blue feathers blunt beaks. Okay. So, wala namang tinanong na genotypic kasi ang tanong niya, no, what are the expected phenotypic ratios niya? Okay, pag genotypic, ay di yung mga combinations, bibilangan lang natin. So, the second question, what percentage, ay nako, percentage kasi tinatanong dito, of the offspring will have blue feathers? Okay, and a blunt beak. Okay, so doon pala sa phenotypic ratio, pwedeng ganito rin ang sagot niya. 6:2:6:2. Pero isa-simplify natin yan. Okay, magiging 3:1:3:1. Pero sa akin, di ko na kayo pahihirapan. Fraction na lang. Okay. Pero kasi ito yung correct way. Ano? So, sa percentage naman, it's 12.5%. Okay, kasi nga, ilan ba yung blue feathers and blunt beaks? Dalawa, ano? Okay, dalawa lang. Okay, so ang percentage niya is 12.5%. Pero pag fraction, sa probability, pwede rin namang 2/16. Ano? Okay, so may tanong pa ba kayo? Kung wala na, pwede naman pala kayong mag-comment sa akin, Tian, or mag-send ng comment sa comment section kung may tanong kayo. May tanong ba? Wala naman. Okay, so sige. So, ready na ba tayo sa quiz? So, for our quiz, read the questions carefully and choose the letter of the correct answer. Write your answer on a quarter sheet of paper. Ayan. So, sige. So, in first question, in a monohybrid cross between two heterozygous individuals, okay, heterozygous is crossed to another heterozygous. What is the expected genotypic ratio of the offspring? Genotypic ratio ang tinatanong, combinations. So, kanina, dun sa first filial generation na Mendel, dun sa monohybrid, kita naman natin na pag heterozygous, ang makukuha ay isang homozygous dominant, dalawang heterozygous at isang homozygous recessive. So, anong ratio nun? 1:2:1. So, letter B. Another, what is the phenotype of an organism with a genotype of A, capital A, small a, capital B, small b? Ano ba yan? Homozygous ba yan? Homozygous dominant, homozygous recessive, heterozygous? Okay, it's a heterozygous, correct. Number 3, in a dihybrid cross between two individuals, heterozygous for both traits, ayan, what is the expected phenotypic ratio of the offspring? So, kita ko dito, pinakita ko sa inyo kanina dun sa first filial generation ng dihybrid. Okay, pag ang heterozygous ay nagkaroon ng offspring, parehas heterozygous yung parents, ang ating makukuhang phenotypic ratio is 9:3:3:1. Okay, nakita natin kanina, di ba? 9 purple tall pea plant, 3 purple dwarf pea plant, and then 3 white flowered tall pea plant. And then, meron naman tayong nakuha na 1 white flowered dwarf pea plant. Okay, kasi nga ang tatandaan lagi natin dito sa phenotypic ratio, dominant-dominant, dominant-recessive, recessive-dominant, and recessive to recessive. Para hindi kayo malito. Okay, next, if a trait is controlled by a single gene with two alleles and one allele is completely dominant over the other, what will be the phenotype of a heterozygous? Ano ang phenotype ng heterozygous? Kaparehas siya ng ano? Okay, same as the homozygous dominant individual, same as the homozygous recessive individual, a blend of both dominant and recessive traits. Siyempre, yung phenotype ng heterozygous ay kaparehas sa phenotype ng homozygous dominant. Okay, letter A. 5. What is the genotype of an individual with the phenotype of a recessive trait? Ano daw ang genotype ng individual or with phenotype of a recessive trait? ID recessive. Okay, nandun na din sa question. It's homozygous recessive. Okay, next, number 6. If a pea plant with yellow seeds, okay, or homozygous dominant is crossed with a pea plant with green seeds, homozygous recessive, what will be the genotype of the first filial generation? Pinakita ko rin yan sa inyo kanina, yung first filial or yung parental generation na pure breed. Diba sa monohybrid to? Yung pure breed sa monohybrid, yung parental generation, lahat ng first filial generation ay heterozygous. So, letter B. 7. In a monohybrid cross between two heterozygous individuals, what is the probability of producing homozygous recessive offspring? Oh, ito to sa monohybrid. First filial generation. Ano nga ulit yung mga naging offspring sa second filial generation? 1 homozygous dominant, 2 heterozygous, and 1 homozygous recessive. Ay, ang tanong, ano yung probability of producing homozygous recessive? Ilan ba? Isa lang, diba? Okay, so isa lang yung nakita. So, 8. In a dihybrid cross between two individuals heterozygous for both traits, what is the probability of producing an offspring with a genotype of homozygous recessive and homozygous dominant? Pinakita ko din to sa inyo doon sa genotype. Okay. Ilan kaya doon sa genotypic ratio yung may ganyang trait kung babalikan natin, kung natandaan? At napakalino naman din sa choices, dihybrid ang tanong, ilan ba ang boxes sa dihybrid? Diba 16? Saan dyan yung may 16 lang? Easy lang. 1/16. Yung isa lang yung homozygous recessive at homozygous dominant doon na pairing. Okay, if a trait is controlled by a single gene with two alleles and both alleles are expressed equally in heterozygous condition, what kind of inheritance pattern does it exhibit? So, hindi na ko to na-discuss. Ang tanong lang naman is, paano daw kung yung both allele or yung traits nakita dun sa naging offspring? Okay, like for example, sa baka, yung mga may red patches and white patches sa kanyang fur, parehas na express yung fur color. Yan ang example ng codominance. Sa atin, sa tao, yung blood type na AB is an example of codominance. Parehas na express. Okay? So, next. Ayan. Last, naulit na naman itong tanong. What is the expected genotypic ratio of an offspring dihybrid cross between two individual heterozygous? So, ano? It's 9:3:3:1. Ayan. So, I hope that you learned something. Hahabaan ko pa sana yung ating discussion about monohybrid and dihybrid. Pero, hanggang dun lamang. Kung gusto ninyo, ask nyo na lang ako sa mga worksheets. Okay, you can comment on the comment section. Thank you so much, grade 8, and I'm looking forward sa other discussion or sa mga discussion pa na susunod. Thank you so much and God bless.